And we're good.
All right. So, hey, Mark, welcome. This is the third episode of MMA Island Exclusives. We just both wanted to thank you for giving us time out of your day to chat with the Island team. This is Zach. I'm Slick Diaz, and we just wanted to learn a little bit more about you and your career. First off, what's Sydney like nowadays? How are you? What's life like?
Life's good, man. Just chilling up. Apart from all the COVID virus going on and all this sort of jazz, everything's pretty cool.
All right. So let's
Yeah.
jump right into the first question here, and it's related to fighting career, obviously. So, in your illustrious career, you have beaten some of the biggest names in the history of the sport, like Anderley Silva, Crow Cop, and Frank Mir, to name a few. Which one of your wins do you consider your proudest?
I don't know. Probably some of the wins I'm about to have. I don't know. They're all pretty much have different memories of all of them, but yeah, there's not one that stands out the most to me.
All right.
As we just talked about, you fought some of the biggest names in MMA history. One of those being one of the people consider the greatest of all time, Fedor Emelianenko. When you fought him, did you feel like you were fighting the world's best at the time?
I was pretty new to the business, but yeah, I mean, Fedor is one of the greatest fighters. Yeah, of course. But yeah, I was like a new to the business. I think I'm new to the game, but yeah, I do consider him one of the best fighters ever to walk this place, and it's always a pleasure and an honor to share the ring with him at the time. I was going to say octagon, the ring. Yeah, he's a great guy. He's a great human being.
Yeah, he seems like a very nice fella.
Very nice.
It's awesome. It's awesome you get to meet all these stars from the sport, and you being one of them. This must be cool.
All right, so I'm going to jump into the next question here, switching gears. You are at the center of one of the greatest PED controversies in the UFC's history in your fight at UFC 200 against Brock Lesnar. And I have a few questions about that one. First, as we know, the UFC tried to keep Lesnar's return a big secret so it could be a major selling point for the event. So what measures did they put in place to dissuade you from, telling everyone that Brock was going to fight you before the official announcement was made?
I found out pretty much the same time that everyone else found out.
Really?
To be honest, yep. And that's still the case is still going on with that. I mean, the UFC. I got a bit bitter with that. Being I think 5 years is my contract that ended with that company, and I got a bit bitter and salty about that because they actually took away my love for fighting because they're such criminals. They just they promote just steroids and they promote steroids and that's all they do. They say they have people ask me, they say, Mark, you were part of history with K1, you were part of Pride, Dream, and they asked me, they had a lot of cheaters in there going on, but the thing about that is that those companies never said to me that they had the best testing policy or the strictest rules. What they said to me is, "Do you want to fight?" And I said, "Of course I want to fight." I mean, they didn't say to me that we have the best testing policy or anything. But that company UFC, they said they got the strictest and the best testing policy, and they follow off WADA. But the problem is, there's no point in having those best testing policies when they don't enforce it.
Yeah,
they don't enforce it at all. So these cheaters just run around and cheat and keep getting away with it. And I know that because it's my history of fighting these cheaters. That's all I get, and it's like 4 or 5 in a row. I got a broken hand from my first fight with Bigfoot, and he got penalized 9 months, and I got to sit up for the rest of the year, and I didn't earn a cent for the whole year while I watched them fight, and that was a second or third guy that was cheating. It just got monotonous and annoying. I asked these guys to do something about it, and they said, "Oh, it's not up to us. It's up to USADA." But USADA are a bunch of crooks too. I mean,
Right.
all the tests.
it's
Look
just
at
an
the history
endless
of it.
cycle of it.
Look at the history of it all. All the test results come out after the fight happens, and when all the pay-per-views are done. It's an ongoing thing. If you look at the history of them doing, they do it all the time. They've got that fucking golden snitch who's just a rodent anyway, a rat. He's turned his back on actual catching people. Like he caught Lance Armstrong, but He's actually working for that company now. He actually helps those guys cheat even more. He's such a scumbag. I didn't even know why they do it. You know, the incidents with John Jones going and being, you know, in 1 week they moved their show from Las Vegas to California in 1 week for some cheater named John Jones, and they took 10% of everyone's purse because they would have sanctioned in Vegas. They did it in California, and all the fighters lost purse, all the fucking fans, airfares, accommodation, and they did it all for one scummy dirtbag shortcut taker. How about that for sport? There's no such honor in that at all. If I was one of the fighters on that card, I said, "You owe me 10% of my purse." Why did all those people take a cut for?
Well, yeah, it was contractually obligated. Like, it was all signed, sealed, delivered. They should have been refigured out. It shouldn't have just been, okay, we're taking this because it's in a different
No,
place.
they should have kicked that cheater off the fight, and then put someone else on. Why didn't they do that?
Absolutely, you're totally right.
Like,
They screwed.
sorry, USADA has like a big history of like, you know, kind of standing down to the bigger fighters. Is like, remember at UFC 244 with the whole Nate Diaz thing, they kind of retracted their whole statement about like the positive test.
Because they try to put it on people, and then when they realize they can't do it, when the actual fighter stands up and says, "Go fuck yourself," they turn it, they put the tail between their legs and they run.
Mm-hmm.
This is the problem with these guys that are these companies that they all back. All it is money. These guys are a bunch of crooks and criminals. The whole lot of them. It's the same thing. What happened with me when they asked me to fight Josh Barnett. You know, I said he's a cheater. I don't want to fight that guy. And they kept asking me to fight this guy, and I said no. And then I said, okay, look, I'll fight this guy if you put in a clause. The clause was to take off all his money. I mean, you don't have to give it to me; just take it off him. I don't want him to earn a cent if he gets caught cheating. They said they wouldn't do it. You know, 2 days later, he popped. And I started laughing. He goes, wow, so you wanted me to take a fight against a cheater. He knew he was cheating. Then the next guy they asked me to fight, it was Alistair Overeem.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I said I didn't want to fight this guy because he's a dirtbag cheater. And guess what they did? I did the same thing. I wanted the clause, and they said no. And then they sent me a letter of termination. They wanted to fire me because I didn't want to fight this steroid guy. And that dickhead, that bald-headed little prick Dana White goes, you know, we don't force anyone to fight. That's a lie. You forced me to fight that guy, otherwise you'll fire me. Where is that legally allowed to do that? You know, even with the fight in Sydney where they pulled me off the card, they pulled me off this card and they said, and it wasn't a doctor that pulled me off the card, it was their fucking dickhead, a dickhead lawyer. How does their dickhead lawyer know about fucking doctors? Right? They said I've got CTE and shit. And then how does the lawyer go and pull you off the fight card? All these little things that they've done, they're just criminals. The whole company's a bunch of criminals. And all those owners, they should know better. They're already famous and wealthy people, and yet they still should know that the fighters only are getting paid 4% of the whole entire revenue. They're not employees; they're just subcontractors. The fighters are getting screwed royally. That's just a joke. And I did another interview before when the other guys asked me, hey, they're talking about fighting on an island. Fuck your island, you fucking dickhead. Fuck. Who would the fuck wants to watch your garbage company fight on an island? What's the point? You're all a bunch of cheaters. The guy's promoting fucking steroids and cheating anyway. Scumbag. Fucking, I'm sick of that company. Just scumbags.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have a history of necessarily ethical business practices. It's more, you know, and that's the shame of it. It's sullying the great sport because it truly is the greatest sport. So it's, you know, it's sad to see that there's these things that make you know, that make it not an equal playing field when it truly should be the great equalizer.
Yeah, that's the problem though. They call these fighters, some of them goats, and they said, yeah, they would be if it was a good competition to go and fight for. But that, for me, the days of supporting and watching their company are gone. Even, you know, even them being the best fighting organization in the world, all they're doing is just ripping off those fighters and screwing over all the people watching and supporting them. You can't get the greatest fighters in the world when they're paying them peanuts. You know?
Yeah. No, I've been saying like for a while, for as long as I've been watching, that the fighters need to unionize, man. I mean,
dude, it's been, you know, there's too many people that want to be the
everyone.
heads of it. There want to be too many chiefs and not enough Indians. That's all that's needed to fix this company up. Even if 51% of the fighters said, you know what, I'm not interested in fighting. I don't care what you guys do. Who are they going to get to fight to fill in their shows? They'll get no one. They'll get no one to fill in their shows. The only problem is you got all these people coming in. I'll do it for nothing. I'll do it for nothing. Yeah, go get your head posted for nothing. They're not good enough. The 51% of the fighters are there. Also, we're not fighting unless we get the Ali Act. We get transparency. We want to be employed. We want to be employed, not subcontract. We want to get more percentage of the paper of the actual revenue. We want to get at least 40%, like the rest of the big leagues, like the gridiron and all that sort of jazz, baseball, instead of the fucking scummy slave wages that they're paying. And now your president's got those two scumbags trying to bring back the economy. What are they going to be fucking ripping everyone else even more? Fuck, what a joke. It's just a joke. The guy goes from one joke to another joke.
Right.
It's a circus show.
Yeah, and the ringleader is the fucking those two. fucking man. That's what makes me laugh, guys, man. It just made me really laugh when someone asked me, were you interested in watching this fight on the island? And I was like, just why? They're just a fucking company promoting steroid users.
Yeah.
And they do it when they want to do it.
Right.
They say, oh, we caught this person. Oh, what about the 50,000 other times that everyone else you led through? Oh, we'll send him through to do the regulation to get his punishments. Oh, okay, so he sits out for 2 years and pays his fine. That dickhead, Brock Lesnar, hasn't even paid his fucking $250,000. It's a fucking ripoff. The problem is, if they ever turned on him and try to bring him under, guess what? He'll tell the whole world what happened. He'll tell the whole world what they actually made the deal. And guess who'll be going to jail? Those guys will be prosecuted for fucking being criminals, even worse. That's why they can't touch that guy.
Yeah.
I said to them before this contract ends, for the contract, when my lawyers talked to them, we said, now that you know that he's got caught cheating, Brock Lesnar, can we take away all his money? Because in the contract it says they can do it. It says the UFC, in my contract it says, we can take away all of the fighters' purse if they're caught cheating. We caught that motherfucker cheating. You caught him, yeah? Now take off all his money. Guess what they said? That's what they did. They didn't. They sent a letter from the lawyers and they said, oh, we've obligated our deal with Mr. Brock Lesnar. Oh, okay, so you motherfuckers are scared that he'll turn on you guys. That's why they couldn't touch him, because he'll just say, this is what really happened now. We made a deal. Yeah. Same thing Daniel White said to me, Mark. He said, Mark, we made a deal with Vince McMahon to get this guy on board. Bunch of criminals.
Definitely shady, man. It's like I said, it's a shame. Because it makes me sad to see people, because it's clear that you actually really care about the foundations of the sport. You care that it's two guys getting in there risking it all together.
Well, there's not just me. There's people's lives involved. Their families, their kids. It's like when Lance Armstrong did, I think, 7 Tour de France. He cheated all those 7 years. All those families and those people and their children of a better livelihood. He cheated them. And it wasn't just him. There was the rest of the top 40 that cheated. So, it was the 41st guy that and his family that should have been rewarded all the fucking benefits. But you get these shortcut motherfuckers because they can't cut it properly, cheating. That's the problem here. And the problem is everyone else says, don't worry about it. Sports, cheating in sports is that goes hand in hand. Bullshit, it doesn't go in hand. It's just you weak motherfuckers letting it happen because you don't do nothing about it. That's the problem. All these fucking scumbags saying, it goes hand in hand, been doing it for years. No, it's because you guys let it happen because you're too weak to fucking say something. You're too weak to say something or do something about it.
Right. I want to circle back more question on the Brock Lesnar fight. The second question is that, did you know that Brock was on steroids before the test came out? And if so, at what point in the fight could you tell that they were making a difference, and what difference were they making?
So that's the question I get. I've been asked so many times about that fight with Lesnar, and I mean, even if I didn't premeditate, I didn't premeditate taking them to court. Okay, it was just what happened. I was just sick of being put up against cheaters, and this was the worst case because, people say, couldn't you tell he was on steroids? You look at him. He was on. He's the biggest dude you ever seen. I'm sitting there going, if you took that information you just said there to me, if you just looked at him and took it to court somewhere, what do you think the judge will say to you? He says, yeah, you look like you're dumb. Where's your proof?
Yeah.
You know? Where's your proof, motherfucker? You've got no proof. You just got your fucking assumption that he's on drugs. And the truth is, the only way you know is he actually went and took blood out of his system. Yeah. And tested it, and it came back. I mean, I could say so much things. I mean, you look like this and that, but and me saying I don't care. I mean, of course I care. I messaged then I said, look, the dude, you guys are testing this motherfucker. You're doing this and that. I mean, people say before fights, they say, look, I was gonna kill that motherfucker. Mike Tyson said it before. He said, look, I think it's Razor Ruddock. If Razor Ruddock don't die, it don't count. Yep. He says some crazy things before fights, and you know what? The truth of that people ask me is, I assumed he was on drugs. And I'm thinking to myself, but what can I do about that? I mean, how do you know? You're not 100% certain. You always want to give the person the benefit of the doubt. He goes, look, you know what? He's not cheating. He wouldn't risk everything to be a cheater. But you know what? When I think about it, I goes, I should have said probably no, because the guy, in actual fact, with all the testing going on, there's no repercussions for these guys. These guys cheated raw. They don't give a fuck. The deal he made with Dana Wells, you know, I'm on steroids. Yeah, I'm cheating, but don't worry, we'll let you get through the system.
Well, yeah, and like occurrences like that, like leave the audience curious, especially me. Like recently, when T.J. Dillashaw popped after his loss to Serena, in the dark canals of my mind, I'm like, if he would have won, would he have popped publicly? You know what I mean?
Dude, I mean, any guy that's caught cheating, his whole career is in the toilet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can't consider them anywhere as in being the greatest of all time or a great fighter. They're just a shortcut taker and cannot cut it with the best fighters. The way I look at steroids is a guy that fights at this level, the top end level, and a guy that takes steroids to get to this level.
Yep.
And then once you take away his steroids, he becomes an average fighter. An average fighter's here. I'm sitting at where the above average fighters go.
Yeah.
You know, they take steroids to become above average like me. Okay, these guys are cheating, and when you take away their source, they're not even good. They're just average people, average fighting. Yep. And that's the bottom line. So I mean,
hey,
that's what's so annoying. So it's like, man. Sorry, dude, it's like beating my head against the wall because, hey, can you guys? I'm trying to do something here. So just the kids playing around.
No worries.
That's the thing, though. All these, I say this shit all the time, and it just goes. And one ear out, the other people saying, "Oh, you're just whinging." You just said, "Well, you'd whinge too if you had to go to work every day and fight fucking cheaters that always got away with it."
Yeah. Absolutely.
I say all the time in society, when someone cheats, what do we do with them? We put them in jail. Why is MMA any different? You know, and what if they kill someone? Man. What if the steroid guy kills somebody? Yep. Does it become a criminal premeditated murder?
You're blowing my mind, Mark.
No, I'm speaking the truth here because
no,
as far as I'm concerned, guys that cheat and get away with it, they get away like that. But if they kill that person, what happens? Who loses out here? Does the UFC put them through the same penalties, or should they go to jail too?
I mean, I think they. That's a hard. I don't know. I don't have the background or expertise to even conceptualize that question.
Well, think about it. A guy that premeditates, he's going for a fight, right? He premeditates. He uses enhancers. He goes to fight, and he kills that person. That guy's premeditated murder.
Yeah.
So he should go to jail.
Sounds like it. You're right.
The people who
did you sign a contract to someone that's on the source and everything? No, you signed a contract to fight a normal person. That guy should go to jail. I don't give a fuck. So why aren't we punishing these motherfuckers? Why isn't the UFC doing anything about it with their fucking strict policies? They're not, because they're fucking money-hungry grubs.
Yeah, and it's cheating at the highest stake too. Like there's so much at stake. So
of course, so much at stake.
Should be fierce. You're right.
Even after that, I mean, what about all the guys that bet on this?
Well, yeah, that's what I was saying. The high stakes and for everybody. Like it's there's so many people.
All the people that gamble on these fights, shouldn't they be able to sue this company?
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's not the product that they were asking or were promised, yeah.
Well, if the fighter didn't disclose that they were cheating or something was wrong with them, they could sue this fighter.
Yeah. Especially if the company is aware of it too, then you can sue
So
the company.
if the UFC knew that the guy was cheating, who'd be in trouble here?
Definitely the UFC and the people who tested him.
Yep, that's correct. So there you go. You got a criminal organization like fucking UFC, because that's all they are, criminals, and USADA with them, hand in hand, ripping people off. So that's why I don't support that company, because they're a bunch of grubs. Just, it's ridiculous. It blows my mind. Even some of the top end fighters don't make enough money at all. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Let's switching gears a little bit. We'll talk about some of the hardest punchers, because obviously you were at the top of the top.
Yeah,
level
it makes, to be honest, and it's futile. It's a waste of time about talking about the hardest puncher there, because you got cheaters in there. You've got cheaters in there fighting in their company, and he goes, "Oh well, he punches really hard." Yeah, because he's cheating.
Fair.
He doesn't punch hard because he's not cheating. He's super strong. Yeah, because he's sticking needles in his fucking ring hole. I mean, what the hell? You can't class any of these guys that afford any level of anything. Because I mean, I should say, I should have taken their shit. I should take some shit too. See how good they would have lasted. It would have taken me from above average to fucking superhuman. How would they have felt then? Would they have lasted long with me? Maybe I should have killed one of those motherfuckers.
They wouldn't have lasted.
Then we would have seen how it would have been. Then it would have been, the crying ones crying, "Oh, it's an uneven playing field." Why, motherfucker? Because you're cheating.
Yep.
Why can't I cheat then? Why doesn't anyone want to cheat? They needed to make a circus and say, "Let's just make this the ultimate fucking cheating championships. Everyone's allowed to cheat here." Because that's what they're doing. Change the whole scenario. Because there's not many clean players playing in that organization right now. And I don't bother even rating any of their shit anymore. You know, they're ripping off the fighters for they're paying them slave wages. They're allowing steroids, and they're doing it all in a big circle so they can make money for their famous and rich people. Fucking Mark Wahlberg, fucking Anthony Robbins, all those fuckwits making money off this whole scenario. All these fighters are giving their ass and their blood for what? Peanuts. So they can get CTE and go to fucking work for fucking peanuts afterwards, because they need to work afterwards because they've got no money.
Right.
Anyway, it goes downhill when you start talking about steroids in the UFC. To me, it just goes downhill straight away. I mean, I don't like to talk about anything else than how corrupt that company is and how they have ripped everyone off and keep ripping everyone off.
Right.
Absolutely.
So the fighters.
This is nothing if not a platform for you to talk about that, man.
Oh, dude, I've got mine, but people have known my dislike for how this company runs their business, and I think every other fighter or every aficionado of MMA or every person that loves MMA should support the same thing as they. Why do we even support this company for? These guys are cheating. A lot of these guys are cheating. A lot of them aren't getting paid well. This company's a crook. They got a head of a crook. That fucking Dana White's the leader, the ringleader of the whole lot of them. And behind him, all the people pushing him forward, all those guys that he's working for, making their money, because it's just the whole scam. So when you get to the top, boys and girls, when you watch this, when you get to the top of MMA, if you ever get to the top of MMA, it's a waste of time, because that's when you actually make it to the top. That's when you actually start fighting for equality, fighting for better money, fighting to not get fucking killed in there. We all know fighting's a hard business and all, but you make it 10 times even harder when you guys are cheating.
Right.
Definitely.
So I want to ask this question here. If you could choose any one of your opponents and you could guarantee that they would be clean to rematch, which opponent would you pick and why?
Stipe. Stipe is the only clean one. A lot of the guys I fought are clean, but Stipe, of course, because he's one of the greatest fighters, and he got me on a bad times, but I like him because he's a clean fighter. He's not been caught. He's not been. I mean, all the tests that he's done, and he's a great ambassador for sport. If anything, those guys should be looking after someone like Stipe, because he doesn't cheat like the rest of them. He does it through hard work.
Yeah, a class act, Stipe. He's one of the best characters in all of sports.
That's for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
In your Pride days, you took on the Axe Murderer, Vanderlei Silva, and broke his 8-fight winning streak. What was your game plan going into that fight? And did you expect him to attempt such a takedown-based style, given that he had never fought that way previously? He landed 7 takedowns, and the second most he'd ever landed in a fight was 3 behind that.
Yeah, well, I took that fight on like 4 days' notice with a sprained ankle. I was new to the business also, but yeah, I have no idea about takedown defense, and I was just new in the business. But I'm always up for every opportunity, to be honest, with every opportunity for fighting. And that was the reason I took that fight is when Yakino said to me, Mark, the people want to see their champion fight. And that was Vanderlei. The Japanese wanted to see, and I said, okay, I'm down for a fight. So that's why I said I took the fight. I was actually training in a squash court. And it was 4 days before New Year's Eve.
Wow.
So I wasn't having no camp. I just took the fight because it was a great deal that I've made for myself. I didn't rip off middleman. I made the deal myself, and I went in there and took the fight. So it was it could have gone either way if he could have scored takedowns. But I heard him snoring when I fucking nearly put him out. But he's a character, that little shrimp, isn't he? I can't wait to. If I fought him again now, I'd fucking crack his head open. There's no way he'd win, even though he's a fucking cheater, to be honest.
Running out of the gym for when they said that he was going to get a drug test.
Dude, that's just a joke, isn't it? Imagine that. Hey, guys, look, there's the world champion running out. Why is he running out? The kids are like, why are they running out? Oh, that's USADA over there. Who's USADA? Well, they look for guys that are cheaters. It's just like John Jones. John Jones underneath the fucking octagon in his gym for 8 hours or 4 hours. What a joke! Imagine a class of kids, of high school kids, drive by and he goes, "Hey, there's John Jones, the world's greatest fighter ever." The teachers, and they like this to the teacher. Hey, teacher, what's John Jones doing underneath the octagon? Well, kids, he's one of those guys. He just has to cheat because he can't cut it with the rest of them. So he's hiding under the octagon and he did a shit under there and the fucking toilet because those guys sitting on top of the octagon are from USADA. They can't catch that guy. They're trying to catch this cheater and he's hiding under the octagon. The greatest pound-for-pound fighter ever. Oh my gosh. Thank God. There's guys like Khabib fighting, right? The Eagle. Fucking hell. Not cheater. Just a straight gangster.
Straight gangster. Like you're right about that.
Yep. I mean, there's no way. I mean, USADA. I mean, that just to me that just blows my mind. Guys like that to hide underneath the fucking octagon or run out of the gym. It's like the fucking people that are overstays in different countries. The sheriff comes in and the whole fucking floor empties. Where's everyone going? Oh, they're fucking from customs. They're from immigration. They're from immigration. Oh shit! You got your papers? Get the fuck out of here!
Let's go. Let's get out of
here. That's a fucking joke. It just makes me laugh because fuck, this place went quite real quick. Oh, there's a bunch of immigration officers coming through the doors. Yeah. That's just like fucking John Jones with USADA. Even though USADA's in the pocket now, fucking hell. Anyway.
Let's see. Sorry, I got lost in our.
You got lost in all the laughter, didn't you? You got lost in the laughter because you just picked the John Jones and he's talking. Oh my gosh, what a fucking.
Oh, it sweeps.
What an embarrassment! What an embarrassment! What a fucking embarrassment to the fucking fighters community. Fuck you. This guy.
Well, it's goofy, man. Like if you just think about it visually, like you said, the pound for pound, like cowering and hiding for hours. And what was he hiding from, man? Like himself, like
what was he hiding from?
He made. He
was actually hiding from the whole world finding out that he's a fucking fraud.
Yep.
That's what he was hiding out. That's the only reason. That's the exact same reason, man, that he ran out of the gym. When people realize, oh shit, they'll find out that I'm a cheater. We know you're a cheater, motherfucker. We know. Stop trying to hide.
The most messed up part about the John Jones thing is that even though it was revealed that he was a cheater, didn't really do anything to his career anyway. He still got the same opportunities. The UFC bends to his will.
Yep. And that's why I think as people that are watching that, I mean, I don't watch their shows at all anymore. I don't support any. Even the guys that I know that fighting, I don't even watch them. I get the shorts of it. Sometimes I get messages. But why would you want to support a company like that just fucking promotes cheating?
Yeah.
They're not
That's a good
promoting a
question
good
for
sport.
for
They're not
all
promoting
MMA
martial
fans.
arts. They're not promoting honor. They're not promoting nothing. All they're promoting is, we don't give a fuck about you motherfuckers. Just watch this guy. He's a great fighter. Sometimes he's a cheater, but he's a great fighter still. We'll still take your $70. We'll still take your money. You know, we'll put these guys on pedestals. The guys, and you know who loses here? Or the guys that aren't cheating.
Oh yeah,
The guys,
all the true
the
workers.
guys, you know, the guys that do all the hard work. Those are the guys that get to suffer because these other motherfuckers are cheating. And I reckon all these other fighters should band together and say, you know what, kick these motherfuckers out. If they're cheating, we need to get rid of these guys. They're making our fucking image bad, our name bad. I mean, look at what I'm talking about this company for. Look at how it's doing their facade of trying to sell it in with the image of you'll make shitloads of money, this and that. No, everything I've told you is the truth.
Yeah.
It's from experience. Everything I've said here, they can't come back and sue me or this because everything I've said is true. Everything.
I just want to tell you, we really appreciate your transparency and honesty, brother.
Well, maybe you guys that support this should, appreciate more and support them more by not supporting this company. Tell these fighters, man, to kick these other cheaters off. We need to band together, you guys, and fix this company. They think they can treat fighters like dirt and shit on everyone. That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing now. They're just like some other governments that we know that are taking away our freedom at the moment. That's what they're doing. But anyway, that's my take on the UFC and in my career with them. So anyone you mentioned there with fighting, if they're not a cheater, then I have zero tolerance or respect for this company because all they do is just cheat people. All they do is just fraud people of money. That's all they're interested in doing. There's no point in supporting their shows because all they do is just rip people off.
Yeah. So kind of going on a different track, like going not away from the whole fighting thing is what was your favorite city destination to fight in, and any favorite sites that you got to see over your career?
Oh, there's plenty. I mean, Japan is somewhere I love to fight. I love fighting at home here in Australia, but Japan is one of my favorite countries. I mean, it was good to fight back in New Zealand where I was born. Those are three countries I love fighting in.
Yeah.
I mean, the fighting in America soured me a lot, especially with the UFC, how they've cheated. They cheated me out of the end of my career, and how they've done so many underhanded cheating ways.
Right. And like completely taking away from the fight itself, like what was your biggest nightmare fight travel experience? Like the worst destination city you went to fight in on the opposite end.
Probably the city that I went to fight when I only had a few days. Probably Las Vegas because I had to go there a lot of the times on short notice and my visa didn't come through and I ended up fighting on only getting there in 4 days in and I was still jet lagged and I was fighting in 4 days. So probably Las Vegas, I got knocked out by JDS. And it's just the time difference, to be honest. And, right in the heart of UFC, Las Vegas, where all the cheaters are. And, that's where it sucks sometimes. So, but, to be honest, that's why I'm being honest with it about it.
No, definitely.
I mean, even within Russia, when I had my staff in my arm, I mean, they pulled their tricks so I didn't have to, that I would keep going with the fight. It's just a joke sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
This makes me laugh. I said, hey, man, I got the you got Steffi. Okay, what do you want to do? We've got to cover it up. Fuck, you're the best. I was like, oh, okay, you're doing it like that. Their usual tricks. Good old UFC, eh?
Yeah.
They're the best.
Mark, we just got a few more for you, and then we'll let you go. We appreciate all the time so far.
Man. Hey, dude, I can sit here all day and talk about the UFC, bro.
Oh, awesome.
I can sit here all day and go on about how crooked they are.
We wanted to go back to Japan for a second, since that was one of your favorite places to fight. We wanted to hear a little bit about your professional wrestling stint for the Japanese promotion Hustle.
Yeah, man, I got nothing against pro wrestling. I mean, I like pro wrestling. I did some pro wrestling in Japan. I just my beef is against the guys that cheat. But Japan was quite a blast. Pro wrestling was quite a blast. My character was a gambler, a drug taker, and all that. And I was influencing a 1-year-old named Akibona. He's like, Akibona's like 6'8" or something, and me coming along with my Hawaiian shirt and my little gangster ways, and my little story, and that was I went and corrupted Akibona, and we had a fight with in the octagon with Tiger Jeet Singh. It's quite funny. Like I said, I've got no issues with pro wrestling. I love pro wrestling. I just my issue isn't with that. It's with the guys that use the steroids.
Right.
But yeah, I had a lot of fun doing pro wrestling in Japan. I've got a lot of good memories, and I had a lot of ugly memories also. So but yeah.
What
Hey
about
man.
what about the accidental knockout in the victory dance between? Yeah, I was reading about it. I haven't seen it, but apparently you were victory dancing after a tag team match, and then you accidentally knocked your teammates out. That sounds pretty funny.
I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know if
Oh
that's
yeah,
true.
it says it. Yeah, it says it right here on your wiki.
Well, I don't know about that wiki, man. Whoever puts that stuff on the wiki, I don't know. It's not. It's not trustworthy. That wiki, to be
Yeah,
honest, there's a lot of stuff in that isn't true.
yeah. I
Right.
use Dog for fight stuff, but
Yeah,
I
the
gotta
knocking
find
someone
something
out
on there.
in training, I don't think it's. I don't think it's true. I never knock anyone out on purpose, to be honest, or accidentally, to be honest. But
Oh
you
no,
know.
I think it was part of the act. I think it was like comedy.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Either way, I wasn't there. You were.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that is what it is. But yeah, if I did, I apologize to whoever there was. I don't think I did, but anyway.
When I was reading it, I thought it was part of the script.
Yeah, it is. Pro wrestling is scripted, so I mean, it's not true. It's a storyline, and like I was just explaining my story. I was a gangster criminal, pushing drugs on Akibano, and he was like a little 1-year-old baby, but as you can, he's 6'8". He's a big dude,
Crazy, man. That's nuts.
and his mum was a gangster Japanese. It was the craziest story, but it was quite cool.
Yeah. So it sounds like you had a lot of fun with it. Would pro wrestling be something you would consider doing again at some point?
I like right now. I've just got the hunger back for fighting. Of course, we all need money, and of course, my incentive is money because I started fighting because I needed money, and that's the bottom line. I mean, after it's been nearly 3 years now that I haven't been fighting for the UFC, and I was bitter when I left the company because of the way I was pushed out, and they
Mhm.
took the steroid cheaters over me, over the hardworking person that tried to do the right thing all the time, and look how he gets pushed out. So I was kind of bitter of my career ending that way with them. I'm glad I'm just organized some other fights on the book, and I'm looking forward to back to competing and finish off my career. Like I did say, I'd fight 6 more times. Before the COVID started, I was supposed to be fighting in a fight May 20, I think it was. But we'll see what happens. Finish my career happy and hopefully loving what I used to love doing.
Right. So it seems like you can't go back to the UFC. That bridge is completely burned. So
I, I,
where?
I, I mean, you probably can tell. I mean, we've closed that door already. I
Yeah,
don't want to go back there. Why would I want to?
exactly. So
Why would I want to work for a company that just keeps cheating people, just keeps cheating you?
where would you put on those fights? Would it be a regional promotion or would it be
Well,
Bellator,
yeah,
PFL?
it's a local one. The one, yeah. But well, I've got some things work done. I've talked to a few different things, and I've talked to a few different people. But we'll see what happens. I know I've been in my career in the next trying to get 6 fights within the next 2 years, and finish up happy. So it has been a crazy journey. Especially for someone that didn't want to be a fighter, but it's a crazy journey after all these years of fighting, and but wouldn't have it any other way, to be honest, because who wants to be normal these days?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a boring life being normal. So, like, I mean, I have been pretty blessed by God to be given this path, even though it's been a crazy, crazy journey. It's even sometimes I sit back and go, wow, it's been that. I think it's been over 30 something years that I've been actually fighting. But as a proper pro, over 20, and that's pretty long for a guy and especially be able to, at 46 years of age, still able to do it. Still feel I'm a lot better than a lot of these fighters that are fighting now. And that's crazy. So I'm getting back in there slowly mentally, especially with the fight business. I don't want to be that bitter, angry person, especially being pushed out. I want to be to finish my career happy.
Right.
Yeah.
So
how do you feel about? Well, it's obviously a good thing, but what's it like seeing the next generation of talent from your corner of the world kind of spring up? That's awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's badass. We had champions like Robbie Whittaker. We got Volko, the champion now. I mean, you got the Bender. You got Izzy, fucking the champion now. You got you got Ty, you got Justin. There's so many great fighters from this side of the world. I mean, there's so many, and there's so many coming through. I mean, for boxing, we got Joseph, we got Junior Farr, Hemi. There's so many young. You got Hooker. There's so many different fighters. Kai Kara France. I mean, there's so many different fighters here in Australia and New Zealand that are just representing, which is really good. What's sad for me is everything I've just told you, everything that I've been through that I've told you. It's so sad because they have to go through that.
yeah.
They have to go and fight their battles now. I wish, I could sit down with all of them and just give them my knowledge and just to say, okay, man, we didn't have to go through this. Just say you don't want to fight with these guys. And then we'll see how far they can, whether they'll ever be able to come down to Australia again or New Zealand or compete here.
Right.
Because I mean, all these guys. That's what's so sad for me. All these guys that actually got contract with these guys, I know they're not getting paid well.
Yeah.
I know Volker just got the title. I mean, would he make $1 million? I don't know, man. It's kind of hard. And then to be the world champion, you've got to be making an excess of a couple $1 million, $3, $4 million. So boxers make that easily.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sad that the main figures on MMA these days, but why isn't the money going that way? Why do these owners, these guys that got fucking jets and fucking helicopters really need more of it? Why don't they share it properly and give, instead of sharing 4% to the fighters, give them 40%? Why do they have to be subcontractors why can't they be employees? Why can't you look after them when their life is over with fighting? Why can't you look after their health and that? Why do you guys have to get bigger boats and jets and airplanes?
Yep.
You think it's gonna fucking save you when the Almighty comes and kills your ass? You'll fucking get it. You ain't going nowhere. Fucking hell. They don't know about all the silver and gold of gods. Fuck these guys.
You can't take it with you.
Yeah, that's what I'm laughing about. All these guys that think they can hide in their houses or their fucking bunkers, gonna blow you up in your bunkers, motherfucker. Fucking these cunts. That's what really annoys me with these motherfuckers. They think, and I don't know why people put them on pedestals and worship these fucking guys. They're scumbag thieves like the rest of these pricks. Fuck, they know they know what's going on in this company. Why don't they do something about it? Why don't they just say, hey, man, I got plenty of money, got plenty of support. I'm famous. Yeah, I got all this shit. That guy did a great fight, but he's only getting 100,000, 50,000 for tax, 50,000 he's got left. Okay, he's got 25,000 for camp or 20,000 for camp. He's got about then he's got to pay mortgages and he's got to live off that till the next fight. Oh wow, what about health? If he's got kids, what about kids? Oh shit, what about his superannuation or retirement? Oh, that's right, he's got none. Oh, okay. How's he gonna look after himself? Does he have to join a group and fucking rob banks? Yeah.
Or he's got to fight as much as possible, like as much as humanly possible, and that
fight till he's in his 50s and then die. That's what happened these days. While all these guys sit back, and laugh and say, "Hey, fuck, check out my new Ferrari. We should burn you in your Ferrari, motherfucker. Burn you, that Ferrari. You little fucking cocksucker." Hate these motherfuckers. They think they're fucking better than everyone else.
Yeah.
Scumbags.
Yeah. So
can I just say something, guys? Sorry, I've been talking a lot. The moment people realize what's going on, just like they realize what's going on in the grand scale of the world, once people have opened their eyes and see what's really going on, especially with fighting, they realize, like, wow, this company's garbage. There's no point in fighting for this youth side because what do they get? Fucking ripped off even more. It's just a waste of time. I mean, when you ask me, is there any other benefit, any other company? These other companies don't say they've got the best testing policy or the strictest. These motherfuckers do. They've got monopoly. Why aren't they doing the proper thing about it? Once the fighters wake up, all the people that watch this company, realize what's really going on? They're not paying for the support of their fighter. They're just paying for this company, paying for these rich people to get bigger cars and bigger houses, more of their shit. That's the only people they're paying for. They're paying the fighters to just get by, paycheck to paycheck.
Right.
So it's not cool to be a fighter. It's not beneficial to be a fighter at the top end these days, unless you can make a break, unless you can be the only one or one of the very few like Conor McGregor that swaps over to boxing. But I bet you if you talk to him and he was honest, he'll tell you he had a lot of problems with this fucking company too.
So would you say what the average fan can do to support, like, what would you say the average fan can do to ethically support their favorite fighters?
Well, the only thing they should do is not support the company which employs the UFC and say, look, man, I support you. You're a great fighter, but you're not getting looked after. My money's going to that fucking famous cocksucker like Tony Robbins or Mark Wahlberg, or all these fuckers, or the Venus Williams sisters that own this company, or the Royal Dubai family that owns this company. My money's going to them. Do they need any more money?
No.
I paid to support to watch that guy, but guess what, fans? Your money isn't going to them. The fighters are sharing 4% of the revenue. Fuck all. The UFC owns the fighters' image, and all their money from the games everything goes to these cocksuckers. The fighters get nothing. So I mean, you look at the past. You got fighters like Demetrius Johnson, Stipe, all these guys asking for more money. Like if I was the heavyweight champion of the world, I'd be like, dude, I don't need no more. I don't want no more money because I'm getting paid well. But with this company, no, because they're just getting screwed.
Mm-hmm.
If I ever got the bag, I would have told him I want this amount of money, this amount. You start to call your own shots like Mayweather and these guys. These fighters don't call their shots because they just get. Yeah, that's what you're getting. Shut the fuck up. Go to work.
Exactly. And Tony Ferguson, it was reported that, he's one of the top lightweights in the world. And his fight with Gaethje, he was only going to get paid $250,000 for that fight.
Okay, $250,000. What a ripoff. So you get 125 going straight to tax. That's Uncle Sam takes 30%, right? Then you got to pay camp costs, and you've got to go live to next fight. That's a total ripoff, man. That is honestly, for Ferguson, all these champions, they should be getting paid way more. Mm-hmm. This company is just having the laugh, man. Like I've already explained to you, these fucking cocksuckers, they need more money. They're not even sharing any of it properly. I mean, 4%, even if it was 20%.
Yeah.
To the fighters. It's a fucking ripoff. The guys, Dana White's just fucking taking the piss out of everyone. And he's been the front man, and all those guys behind him are just screwing everyone. So the only way this can ever be fixed is if all the fighters just, hey, shut up. There's my kids. I'll let her talk to them. The only way this can be sorted out is if all the fighters just say, you know what? I'm not fighting for this company anymore. I might not be able to pay bills. I might have to go look for a job. And they said, but I guess I can tell you that company wouldn't even allow that to happen. They'll sit there and they'll realize, okay, we can't put no shows on. We've sold our TV rights for years to come to these people. We've made shitloads of money off them, and we've got no show. Do you think they can get 1,200 new fighters and employees by that time? Do you think they can promote them at that time? No, they can't. So if all you fighters are listening, just say, you know what, fuck this company. I don't want to work for it until I get the Ali acting. I want to get 40% of the pay, 40% of the revenue. I want a fair go here, mate. I don't want to be working for fucking ever, fighting until I'm in a wheelchair. Well, these other fuckers take all the money and just go and buy bigger shit, more shit.
Yeah.
Because the truth is, these guys that own this company, the Dubai Royal family, the fucking Tony Robbins, Wahlberg, all these athletes, they should know better. Yeah. Their money is invested. They just go, look, I invested in the company. I was going to make money. How much money do you need? These guys are getting paid chump change, fucking killing each other. Not only that, they're promoting steroids as well. I tell you, man, it's just a ripoff.
Mm-hmm.
Why would anybody want to go and work for this company? I think 3 or 4 years ago, or maybe longer, there was a cool thing. Hey, man, it's a good thing. You gotta be part of this company. I want to be part of this company. The most elite fighters in the world are part of the UFC. Wrong. again, totally wrong. How has that changed? For me, that was the thoughts back then. Now it's like, man, once I've gone through the company, come out the door, I realize how bad is this company? Why would anyone want to be employed with this company? All they do is rip you off, force you to fight, cheat you, and you'll be fighting forever. If you get an injury, you can't work ever again. You're paralyzed ever again. You could be even dead. Is it worth it? No, because there's glory, there's no fame, there's no money and everything incentive. That's the reason why I do it. People say that they do it for the reason. If you're not doing it for money, what are you doing it for? You're doing it for fame. You'll get that, all right. But you'll get it. You'll be driving a mini out of there, straight to the morgue or the hospital. You won't be driving anything fancy. If that's what you're doing it for. I mean, shit.
I wonder
So
what
that's
kind of
what
car
soured for me.
drives. He's got all the fame right now, but I wonder how he's looking money wise.
Well, all we need to do is look at Conor McGregor's pay packet, his bank account, his money earning capacity, what he's earned, and you looked at the last guy he fought was Cowboy Cerrone. Mm-hmm. Look at the difference in money.
I saw a crazy number about the amount he got paid for Conor. Apparently, he didn't get worked into the pay per view. I don't know. I don't know the truth of any of that because it's all a rumor mill.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Why? Because Conor got to the point where he called his own shots. Where all the other fighters are going, oh man, I need some more money. That's the only way it'll happen, man. Unionize. The whole fight roster says, I don't want to fight. The company's in the toilet after that. It'll be Dana White fighting fucking the other dickhead. What's his face? Imagine that'll be a good fight to watch. Him and Ari Emanuel, him and Vince McMahon fighting. Those two. Let them punch on. Donald Trump and fucking Dana White. Let them punch on.
Oh my God. 5 rounds.
5 rounds of fucking glass gloves.
Fucking hell.
Muay Thai style. You know, old school. And when they're done, they can both help all three of them make it a 3-way threat. Then they can all, after they try and kill each other, they can all try and fix the economy in America.
Hey, with their pocketbooks, hell, who knows?
Yeah, not even close. Fuck, not even close.
Let's see.
Well,
all right. Yeah, we don't have any more actual questions. We just really appreciate the time you've given us. We learned a lot today about more about the UFC.
Yeah, man. All I'm doing is just educating people about this company and about the workings of MMA. And I'm not, like I said before, I'm not talking about this shit from just looking at it from the outside. I've been through it. I've done it. I've been through it. I've come out the other end. I know it all because I'm in there. Yeah. I've been in there, and I've just explained to you the what I've seen, you know, and what and supporting the fighters. I know it's hard to support when you know what they're getting into, what they're in now. It's hard to support them, and the best way I do it, I just don't support them because I don't support the company. Why would I want to support a company? Keep ripping them off, and that's what a lot of the fans need to do is say, you know what, I'm turning off UFC. I'm going to support some other company. But, you know, I've got a favorite fighter. I try and buy his gear from somewhere that he actually makes himself, not the gear that the UFC makes. Because I mean, all the money goes to them, not the UFC fighter. And not only that, the sponsorship they used to get, you had to give $100,000 to the UFC first before you give it to the fighter if you were sponsoring them. That's why no one's got sponsors anymore. You know, it's such a ripoff, the whole lot.
That doesn't make any. That is wild.
It does make sense. It makes sense. It makes sense for them because, you know, there's no sponsorship going through them unless they get paid.
Right.
Well, absolutely. But as far as like, you know, equal like a proportionate business like relationship,
it's never in favor of the fighter. It was always in favor of the UFC. The UFC is always trying to be bigger. They always try to say, we're giving you this platform. You don't do nothing with ours. But the truth is, if the fighters just stand up and say, fuck you, where are they? Where are they? They're just a fucking butthole company just ripping everyone off. But when all the fighters step out, they've got no one to rip off because they've got no show. That's what makes me laugh. Because the fighters have got all the power and they just don't want to flex it. Fuck, you go and punch your fucking friends, your other guys' faces for a living. How about you flex your power and say, you know, fuck this company? I bet you it turns around really quick. I bet you it turns around in fucking a matter of a day or so. I bet you it turns around. They'll try and wait it out, but if all the fighters say, I'm not fighting for this company, I'm not getting the benefits I deserve, I'm not getting nothing. They're going to sue me. Yeah, sue me for what? What are you going to do up there? You've got no company. You've got no show after this. If all the 1,200 fighters say, I don't work for this company anymore, the UFC's got nothing. They're done. It's not the UFC doing them a favor. The fighters got to remember, you're doing them a favor. It's not the other way around. Just like when I realized I'm the boss of my fucking company. I'm the boss.
Right.
I should know what's going on in the fucking company. Okay, I say what goes. And just like these cocksuckers that own the UFC, they know what's going on in the company. They need to speak up. They're too busy fucking making money for their fucking Ferraris and shit, the dickheads. And all these fighters just getting screwed. So, I mean, I think we just need to keep reiterating, passing on the message so more people get educated about how this company works. And if the fighters grew some balls, there'll be a massive change. If all the fighters, 1,200 fighters, say, you know what, I'm just not going to fight for this company anymore.
Right.
They've got nothing.
And you think that the UFC would immediately be like, oh, never mind. We'll here's all whatever you need. Like, or do you think
what they'll do, because they've got no show if all the fighters just say no, they don't want to work.
Yeah.
Right.
They'll be in lawsuit and courts for everything, and they'll just say, well, look, how you doing? Look at this contract you signed. Well, look, you've got no show. They've got no income coming after that. The UFC fighters aren't fighting. What are they going to dig up 1,200 more fighters from the toilet? No one's going to support fighters they don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Without the fighters, their show's nothing. Believe me. The fighters have got all the power. They just don't know how to they just need to grow some nuts and say, you know what? I want 40% of the revenue. I want to be like the B-ballers getting fucking 30 million a year, 40 million a year. Not fucking $100,000 for fucking 3 fights.
Yeah.
It's horse shit.
Yeah.
And once these fucking fighters realize that, the UFC will change. You know, if that dickhead Dana watches the seasons, you're going to change your mind real quick. Just like that. Without even a thought, you're going to go, okay, we're going to give the Ali Act, they're going to give you all this shit. Why? Because without the fighters, there's no fucking show.
We're fucking looking at you, and seriously.
I'm fucking serious.
See this.
Yep, they need to see this. They need to say, you know what? And the thing is, the UFC have sold already 2-3 years ahead. They've sold their shit to TV stations. The TV stations have paid for how many shows a year? Imagine when all the fighters say, I don't want to fight. What do you think the TV stations are going to do? They're going to be calling that fucking bald-headed prick say, motherfucker, where's my shit?
Yeah.
And like a drug dealer, the gangster's going to come with their guns and go, where's our fucking shit, cunt? And Dana's going to go, oh, shit, okay. When you get the fighters on board. And guess what happens then? You know, the real gangsters are the fighters here. They just need to fucking stand up and say it. Fuck this cunt. Fuck this scumbag company. I want better shit.
Right.
Things will change in an instant.
Unfortunately for us here, it's like the middle of the night.
Yeah, the problem with this, the fighters, some of them is, oh, I've got mortgages, I've got this. It's not even going to get that far. Trust me, the UFC have got so many people above them asking for the shit. You got TV shows. You got the TV stations wanting their shows that they're paid for. Fox.
Right.
All these fucking people that ESPN that have paid for this shit beforehand. How do you think this TV deal works? We'll give you fucking $10 billion for how many shows? That's how it works. And what happens when you take away all the shows?
You got to pay him back? Or get sued?
Who does the UFC have to pay?
I mean the companies, right?
So they're in debt. They're in debt to the fucking the TV stations. They've paid all their shows premeditated. You know, that's how it works. The fighters got all the power. They just need to speak up and say, you know, this shit's done. I'm done with this shit.
Yeah.
And all the fighters, the fans that support this, they need to do the same thing and say, you know what, it'll take just like that. No fighter supports their show, you know, because look at they say that I'm supporting my fighter, that guy that's fighting there. You're not supporting that fighter there. You're paying him less than what he should be getting.
Mm-hmm.
You're actually paying that guy that has already got plenty of money. Hey, shut up. They're paying the guys that got plenty of money. They're not supporting their fighter. They're paying those guys with plenty of money. The only way they're going to support these. Did you hear what I said? The only people they're paying is those richer guys with plenty of money. The only way they're going to support these fighters and get them benefits if they say, I don't want to support this company at all. No one watches the UFC. Guess what happens then? No fighters turn up for fights. Guess what happens then? Fuck you, UFC.
Yep. Well, that's
the truth.
Path to get it fixed, right? I mean, yeah.
That's how easy it is.
The only way we can get it fixed is by listening to people like you who've been through it.
You've just got to have a bit of faith. That's all it is. You just got to have a bit of faith. And worst comes to worst, what happens? The company's done. You're done, but that whole empire is done. You know, think about the bigger picture here. I mean, if you want to get, if you want more rewards, you've got to take bigger risks.
Right.
Yeah,
they've got so much more to lose. There's $1 billion, fucking more than $1 billion a year company.
Yeah. And I mean, they're still playing on the teetering ground of like, oh, we're gonna play this risky game. Yeah.
Yep. And they're always gonna play it. They're gonna play the bullshit, the negations. Oh, this rubbish, whatever, man. We know how it works. The fighters just gotta realize they got the power, and the fans gotta realize they got the power. As soon as the fans turn off, everyone turns off.
Mm-hmm.
The more people get together, the more power it is. That's how it works. The more people, the more power. All the fans that support the UFC, if you just say, I don't want to watch this company anymore, it's not that I don't support my favorite fighter. It's just that I don't support him getting ripped off.
Right.
Okay? I don't support that company ripping him off. So I'm not going to pay them to rip him off. I'd rather give him the money directly because, they're not doing any favors giving the money to the UFC. Turn off the pay-per-view. Don't support them. We'll see how quick things change for these fighters. They'll get the benefits. They'll get the money. They'll be getting what they deserve. Then you can support the fighters. That's the way I look at it.
All right. Well, unfortunately for us, it's like the middle of the night here in America, so I think we're going to have to cut it off here. But I want to thank you for all this time you've given us, all this amazing content, and I'm sure everyone will love to listen to this interview. Thank you so much.
Keep spreading the word. I'll keep doing interviews. I'll keep spreading the word. I'll keep speaking the truth. That's the only way you can educate. Just like with all the real shit going on in this world, is to spread the knowledge. That's all it can do, More power to the people is what I can say. More power to the people. Because without the people, they got nothing.
Absolutely. Yeah. You heard it from the Super Samoan. We'd love to talk to you.
Yeah. No. Thanks, guys.
All right.
Bit of ice cube there. See you guys. Thanks.
All right. See you.
All right.